Hey there and welcome to today's video where we're going to be talking about the Cobra stretch. This is an incredible stretch for your core and I highly recommend you guys do it. Just make sure you do it correctly. At the end of the video, we're going to be talking about the few mistakes that you want to make sure that you avoid. That way you get the most out of this exercise and do it safely. So the first thing you're going to want to do is get a pad underneath your legs and hips, something nice and comfortable. That way you're not, scratching your legs or your knees. Then you want to make sure that you're pushing your hips in with your feet around shoulder width apart. Push your hips into the floor as hard as you can. And then with your arms completely straight, you want to make sure that you're extending all the way up. Keep your chest up and keep your head forward. But before we continue with more tips, here's a word from today's video sponsor.
I'm today's video sponsor, and if you'd like help losing fat or gaining muscle, there are a few ways I can help you down below. Either set up a free consultation with us, purchase through one of our free affiliate links, or purchase one of our instant access affordable training programs. Can't wait to be of service to you. Now let's get back to the rest of the video.
Now, one key thing you want to make sure you do with this exercise is that you're taking nice deep breaths from your diaphragm. Do not breathe in from your chest, meaning your chest should not be expanding excessively. You want to make sure that you're actually breathing from your actual diaphragm, or basically from the stomach. You want your stomach to be protruding and then also being sucked in. The reason that's important is because you're not going to be able to feel the stretch in your core if you're breathing from your chest. Most of that pressure is going to be created when you actually breathe in. So if you do this exercise correctly, you're going to be breathing in this position here, and you're going to hold that for around 5 seconds and then slowly release the air. And the reason that's important is because that's what's going to help the abs actually expand. That's crucial when it comes to doing this exercise, because the more your abs expand, the more they're going to stretch, obviously. So I highly recommend you guys do this before an ab exercise. That way you can really stretch out those abdominals as much as possible. That way you benefit more from the exercise, and you reduce the chances of you at least getting a cramp or something like that. Another key thing that I want you guys to be focusing on is making sure that you're keeping your arms straight. One common mistake that I normally see that people do is that they tend to bend their elbows, which makes it very hard to do this exercise, meaning that you're going to feel the vast majority of the pressure on your triceps because your elbows are bent. And once your elbows are bent, that's obviously going to put pressure on your triceps. If your arms are extended like this, it's actually going to put minimal pressure on your triceps. Now, most people can't necessarily do this exercise unless they have good trunk mobility. If you don't, then you can actually bring your arms forward a little bit, but not much. Just make sure you really push yourself to do this exercise exactly how I'm doing it here. That way you can benefit from it. Now, what I want to do is talk about some of the common mistakes. The first one, like I said, is bending your elbows. You don't want to bend your elbows like this. You want to make sure that your elbows are straight. Also, keep your chin tucked. Do not look up and place unnecessary strain on your neck. And you also want to make sure that you're actually pushing your hips into the mat. Do not allow your hips to be in the air this way. And then lastly, you want to make sure that your arms are not excessively in front of you. They should be slightly in front of your shoulders.